What's a little axe between friends? Exterior. The setting is medieval England. A man in an executioner's outfit is on a platform as a crowd gathers. He's sharpening his axe while he whistles the song, "Whistle While You Work." After his axe is sufficiently sharp, he rests it on the chopping block, then descends the platform and he heads toward the underground dungeon. Interior, there is a prisoner with his hands tied sitting in the dungeon. The executioner walks in. He addresses the prisoner in regards to the ropes binding his hands.
Are these all right? Not too tight, I hope.
The prisoner chuckles.
What's so funny?
I thought you were making a joke.
He holds up his hands and motions toward the knots with his head.
Not too tight?
Oh, I get it. Not too tight.
He laughs.
That is funny. I'll have to use that again.
A little laughter does help to break the tension.
Executioner shakes his head and continues chuckling.
Not too tight. That really is good. Well, shall we get this done? No time like the present.
Don't you need your axe?
Already out there, saves time and energy.
Clever. Work smarter, not harder.
The executioner taps his head, nods, and winks.
Let me take a peek. Make sure they're ready for us.
He wanders to the door of the dungeon and he peers out.
Not quite. Crowd's still gathering. You're gonna be popular today.
It's nice to know you can bring a little joy into someone else's life.
Not quite sure joy is the right word, but I think I see where you're going with that. Good thought. Nice way to look at it.
They look at each other and force an awkward smile. They look around and then back at each other.
Well, this part can get a bit awkward.
Doesn't have to. How about a friendly chat?
I'm game.
Any plans for the weekend?
Working Saturday. It's our busy season. On Sunday, it's family time. Kids are pretty disgusting. I'll probably throw them in the wheelbarrow, bring them down to the river, clean them off.
Sounds like a nice bonding experience.
What can I say? It's about the simple pleasures that make life special. What about you?
Prisoner holds up his tied hands.
Bit of a moot point, I'm afraid.
Oops, that's on me. Sorry.
No harm. So, how many kids?
5. 2 boys, 1 girl, and 2 we aren't quite sure about. Each one uglier than the next. Married my cousin, so. How about you? Any kids?
2. Boy and a girl.
They won't be.
He motions with his head to indicate the outside.
Oh, no. Don't like bringing my kids to the workplace. They'll have enough of all this one day, but for now, let them be kids, I say. Fresh air and running about, that's what's good for them.
What about your wife?
Probably. She'll be in the crowd scouting out my replacement.
That's a bit cold, isn't it?
Not really. I met her at her first husband's execution. Besides, what choice does she have? Our current patriarchal society doesn't provide her with many options. She's a handsome woman, so she'll do fine.
You seem to have a good attitude about all of this.
Not much choice. I can resist, but to what end? Yield and overcome.
It's very Taoist of you. If I might be so bold as to ask, what are you in here for?
Stealing a loaf of bread. And a beet.
And now you're in here? That seems harsh.
I was given a choice. Cut off my hands or my head. No hands would make me a useless mouth to feed, quite literally, and it would make it uncomfortable for my wife to develop a new source of income. So I picked B.
Still seems a bit extreme for just a loaf of bread.
And a beet.
I'd mitigate your sentence just for taking the beet off my hands. Beets, ate them.
Never. They give you energy, loaded with vitamins, and the Romans believe that they put some extra starch in your drawers if you get my meaning.
Of course, that won't do you much good now.
Never know. You're only cutting off one head.
They both laugh.
It's amazing the way you've kept your sense of humor.
You have to be able to laugh at yourself, don't you? Besides, a little gallows humor is always appreciated.
Seems the same to execute such a bright and interesting fellow. Doesn't seem right.
Maybe not, but it's necessary.
Huh?
Our laws are established so the reigning monarchy, oligarchy can maintain their current status quo. And they help everyone else stay in their appropriate place. Movement between the classes causes unrest. But when they can publicly execute someone like me for running afoul of the rules, it keeps the wheels spinning in their due course.
But
It's just about maintaining equilibrium. Just accept it.
I may have to accept it, but I don't have to like it. It definitely cuts into my level of job satisfaction.
Oh, don't get down on yourself. You are playing the role that was designed for you. Just play it well.
Thanks. And I want you to know that. I will.
That's the way.
And believe me, for you, I'm just going to make sure it's just one quick shot.
Thanks. But isn't that always the goal?
Debatable. But for you, I'm going to be totally focused.
Once again, that seems that should always be the goal.
Things happen.
He shrugs.
There was one time when a woman in the crowd lifted her blouse right when I was in my backswing.
So
We're flying free. I got distracted and, well, it took more than one shot.
That's kind of understandable. Who doesn't like to look at what nature provides? A second stroke is certainly understandable.
Actually, more than two.
No, you don't mean it took 3.
No, never.
We should hope not, because 3 would be...
7.
7?
Trust me. In this case, nature provided the most amazing landscape I'd ever seen.
But 7?
I gotta get them out of my mind. In fact, I'm thinking about them right now.
Well, now I kind of wish I could see them.
That's what the bloke on the chopping block said, I've never told anyone that story before.
Really? Well, I feel honored.
What can I say? I've developed an emotional connection. I need to tell you that never happens.
Once again, honored. And I should say, I feel a connection to you as well.
Might I ask what your name is?
Herbert. Herbert the thief.
The executioner extends his hand and he shakes the prisoner's tied hands.
Nice to meet you. I'm Philip, the executioner.
Would you mind doing me one little favor?
I can't let you go if that's it.
Oh, no. I wouldn't be that presumptuous. Could you at least take off your mask? At least for a minute?
It's a little unorthodox. Why not?
He removes his mask and smiles at the prisoner.
That's better. And may I say, you have lovely eyes.
I've always felt like they were my best feature.
You're right. You should definitely highlight them. It's a shame they make you hide them. They really make your face pop.
I've mentioned that, but rules are rules.
I suppose. But it really is a shame.
Thanks for the kind words.
He puts his mask back on.
But we should probably head off now. No pun intended.
Gosh. That time already? Better get to it while it's still light out.
They start toward the dungeon door.
You are absolutely certain about your position on that whole letting me go thing?
Unfortunately, yes. A decision like that is above my pay grade.
Bad task.
Certain. Can't blame you for trying.
Fade to exterior. The executioner leads the prisoner up onto the platform.
Oh, I forgot to ask before, but do you want the hood over your head?
The executioner bends down and picks up the mask.
Good God, no. I doubt that there are many strict rules about cleaning it.
Not really.
Who knows what you could catch from what's inside there?
Is that really a concern?
The executioner tosses the mask down.
You're lucky. You're the first one.
Not sure that really fits the strict definition of lucky.
Would you kneel down, lay your head on the block, and turn your head to the side if you don't mind?
The prisoner kneels at the chopping block.
Don't suppose that my saying "I do mind" will impact the outcome.
The executioner shakes his head. The prisoner places his head on the block, but then turns and looks up at the executioner.
And you will tell me if some woman puts nature's landscape on display?
Yes, I will. But as a friend, I must tell you, I'm starting to run behind.
Oh no, we can't have that. I don't want you to have a stain on your permanent record.
The prisoner places his head back on the block, and while he continues to talk, the executioner picks up his axe.
After all, we are friends now, so...
The executioner lifts his axe. While the prisoner is talking, the axe comes down. The prisoner's body falls off to the side.
One shot. Just like I promised you, Herbert. Herbert? Herbert. Oh yeah, that's right.
The executioner looks back toward the dungeon.
Next!
Fade to black.